Alright, so that is not dental floss. Those are AirPods. Picked those up yesterday and wanted to just do a little bit of initial impressions in 2018 for them. But first, I gotta go to a meeting, and then I gotta go to work, and then I gotta go do a podcast interview, and we'll get right back over to it. Real quick, before I want to go ahead and finish the vlog and talk about AirPods, I am headed downtown, or I guess I am in downtown right now to do a podcast interview with John Allen of N Block. Let's go ahead and get to that, and and then I'll be right back.
It's weird because it's kind of like, what are your values in life? What drives me, I think, is entrepreneurship. And it's weird because I would never consider myself an entrepreneur. I mean, money's great, don't get me wrong. And I'm young, so material items still attract me. But I would say having an impact on people makes you feel intrinsically good, right? When you go and buy a new car, you might say, oh, this is sweet for like the next year or whatnot, or forever. I don't know who you are. But me personally, I get sick of things and I get bored quickly. So when you go and you spend money or you go and buy your new island, that's awesome. But when you go and impact a bunch of people and either make their lives easier or create value for them in some sort of way, then deep down that you can die in peace and say, well, I did something good, right?
What would you feel if you had to define or distill your knowledge down? Like, what would you feel defines a powerful mindset?
Another thing is just being very introspective. Like, every moment that you can, think about yourself. Not in like a selfish way, like, how can I win in life? But like, in a way, like, how can I make myself better as a human so that other people can benefit from me being a good person?
Alright, so in today's video, I want to take a second to talk about Apple's AirPods. This is something that I never thought that I'd actually be getting, but well, here they are. And also, because I already opened the box and tried them out a little bit, the box is currently empty, but here's what's inside of it, minus a little AirPod Tic Tac case, which you will find right over here. If you look underneath this tab, that's where the actual cable goes. I've got too many iPhone cables, so I didn't bother opening that one and taking it out. But it's a very simple case, but that's less important. I actually got them, popped them right out, and began using them, and didn't focus on the box at all. On to the actual product. First thing you'll notice with the box is that it's actually really small. It's just larger than a pack of these free dental floss cases that I got before. So I mean, it's not very large as far as cases go. And it does serve more of a function than just housing these things. When it charges, the case you see has a lightning port on the bottom of it. And that is because the case actually does charge these headphones. Supposedly it's able to charge them about 8 times. The headphones themselves last about 5 hours. This is all there is to it. To pair with your phone, you simply open up the case with your phone, and then it'll pair with either your phone or your computer, whichever iOS or Apple device you happen to have. You can use this with non-Apple devices like Android phones as well, but a lot of the ease, functionality, and convenience kind of goes away, and at that point they're just... When it comes to the actual quality from these earphones, headphones, Bluetooth headphones, if you have the EarPods, then you kind of know how these are going to sound. They're not spectacular, they're not bad by any means. Like, if you're not an audiophile, you don't care too much for like the highest quality, or you can't even hear the difference in highest quality, then they're fine. The only thing that I do wish that they had was maybe sound isolation or noise canceling, but that might come in a future version, but not this one. So now, as far as the AirPods themselves, you'll notice they look a lot like EarPods. This is the right EarPod, and this is the right AirPod. They look really similar. It's like if someone took the cord and just chopped off the cable, you'd have an EarPod. You'll notice that the stem is a little bit thicker on this one because that's where all the electronics are. There are a few differences in here, like the optical sensor for the accelerometer and a few other things, but all in all, I mean, the shape is very similar. But the interesting thing is with the EarPods, the cord, you can kind of feel the weight of them. So that they end up feeling a little bit heavier than the AirPods feel when they're actually in your ear. Another big difference is controls. Because there are no buttons on the AirPods, controls are going to be a little bit different. You don't have this inline microphone and controller, or yeah, remote for the AirPods. So how that is solved actually is through the optical sensor and accelerometer inside. Now, when you take one of these EarPods out of your ear, it'll actually pause the music. So you can take it out and talk to someone or whatever you gotta do that caused you to need to take it out in the first place. When you put it back in, they begin playing again automatically, and they do a really good job of it. Like even with YouTube videos on my Mac, on my iPhone, like it's worked flawlessly every single time, and it's incredibly quick and responsive. The other way is through tap controls. In your iPhone, you can actually set different tap controls. When you tap it, I think by default, you'll get access to Siri. Just tap twice on the side of it and it'll access Siri. But you can also customize that to play and pause a song, like skip forward or skip backwards on a song as well. And the one thing that I do wish that they had, and people have mentioned this before as well, is the actual volume control. There is no way to control the volume with these. There's no tap control to do that. You actually need to use your phone, or if you have an Apple Watch, you can use the dial to adjust the audio. But that's one thing that's kind of missing on there. What I really like about these is the absence of video lag when you're using them with a computer or your iPhone. One thing, I've had Bluetooth headphones in the past. There was a very noticeable lag when you use them and you watch a video. There is typically a lag, but I think this is very common with Bluetooth devices, but not with these. I'm not really sure how they managed to do that, but when you watch videos, the audio is synchronized. Even when editing video in Final Cut Pro 10, there was no lag when it came to using these things and then listening to the audio. I was able to cut and synchronize video to audio very well, and it worked out tremendously. One of the last things I want to mention is with fitness, exercising. A lot of people get Bluetooth earphones because they're super convenient to use and have in your ears when you're exercising. Now, for me, the EarPods fit. They always have fit very well. They're very snug and they didn't fall out. These were the same case, only they fit and stayed in a lot better than the EarPods did due to the lack of wires. But I did do a little bit of running, not like I was exercising running, but just running to see if they'd stick in. I felt like I did not feel at all that they were gonna fall out. I did do a bit of yoga this morning, and you know, they stuck in, they held in. I felt safe actually exercising and moving around with these in my ears. They didn't budge, they didn't fall out. You're gonna be fine. That said, if EarPods fit, then you're good. If EarPods didn't fit, maybe less good. So that's about it for the AirPods. They're solid Bluetooth earbuds if you've got an iPhone and you're already in the Apple universe. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.